Hey guys, Amy here, and I am so excited to share with you guys a new tool that we have through doTERRA. They just released this tool at Leadership this last week, and it is amazing. I'm going to tell you right now, it has already affected my marriage. It has already affected how I work with my customers, and hopefully soon you guys will see how I'm better using my strengths to support you guys, my team. So, without further ado, I want to introduce you to the Strengthsfinder test. doTERRA has partnered with Gallup. And Gallup is a research-based consulting company. So basically, they work with other companies to help them improve their productivity and their interaction with their employees based off of research that they've done. And so Donald Clifton ask the question, what will happen when we think about what is right with people rather than fixating on what's wrong with them? And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in lots of jobs where whenever you sat down with your manager or your boss, a lot of the times the conversation was about what you weren't doing versus what you are doing and doing well. And that's a big deal, you guys, because when we're focused on our weaknesses, we can get down on ourselves. So I think this question that he asked was really wise of him. And so they basically went out and did a ton of research to basically find out what would happen if we focused on their strengths instead of their weaknesses. And so they created this Strengthsfinder test, which has been available for, I think, over a decade now. And that is through Gallup, and I'll talk a little bit more about how you can get in touch with that test. And then I'm also going to have an awesome incentive for you guys to jump on board and take the test yourself. Okay, so why focus on our strengths? Well, we want to focus on what's right with people, what's right with ourselves. I don't know, but for me, I have always been a convicted person. I've always really, like every month I'm thinking of something I want to change in my life to better my life, whether it's losing weight or trying to be more productive with my time management, or just building on my relationships with people, because sometimes I feel convicted that I'm leaving people out. And so those things, when I start those, it's not bad to focus on bettering those things in our life, but it is great for us to focus on the things that we're already doing right and make it better, use it to make our lives and other people's around us better. So positive thinking creates exponential growth. You've probably noticed that negative people hinder their growth. They hinder the success and the awesome results they could have. And so what we want to do is we want to avoid that. We cannot be all things to everyone. So why are we trying to be good at everything? That's a really, really good question to ask. Some months in the past, I have cried to my husband because I'm like, I have so many things to work on in my life and I'm exhausted trying to work on these things. But I'm so grateful to know I cannot be all things to all people, and that if I use my strengths, I can still help people to the best of my ability. We all have to do the basics, but we're all going to do them differently, and that's a-okay. That's what makes us all unique. God created us all uniquely. And so if we can use the strengths and the talents that we were created with, we're going to do amazing things and do so much more with our lives. So that's why. And in their research that Gallup did, they found that the teams and the companies whose employees strongly agree that they have the chance to play to their strengths every single day, they're 38% more likely to be highly productive, 44% more likely to earn high customer satisfaction scores, and 50% more likely to have high employee retention. So I love this. If we can play to our strengths rather than focus on what we're not good at, we're going to actually be more productive and more satisfied, and we're going to stick around. So I love it. I love it. Okay, so there are actually 34 different strengths as per Gallup's Strengthsfinder, okay? And these 34 strengths, they all fall under one of 4 categories. And so some people will have all of their strengths, all of their top 5 strengths fall under relationship building. And right now we're gonna focus on our top 5, even though we all have a little bit of the 34 strengths in our life. However, obviously our top 5 strengths consist of the things we're passionate about, we love doing, we are passionate about using in our daily life every single day. And so those top 5 strengths are really powerful for us to reach our goals and to have success in life and in business. And so some people will have all of their top 5 under one category, and some people may find that they have one from each category, and that both of those are normal and awesome and beautiful in their own way. Okay, so when you take the test, be careful not to go, oh man, I wish I had that strength, or I was hoping I had this strength, or I thought I had this strength. We're going to work together on falling in love with our top 5 strengths that we do have. Trust me, I actually kind of made the mistake of doing that in my own mind. And now that I've spent more time looking into my top 5 strengths, I've fallen in love with my strengths. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so these 4 categories, we have executing, which means that people who have strengths under the executing category, they know how to make things happen. They execute. They like to get things done. They're responsible and disciplined, and they help bring that out in other people. The next category is influencing. And these people, they like to take charge. They like to speak up and make sure that the team is heard. So they like to push people to challenge themselves and do their best. They're a little bit competitive, and they like things like leveling up and ranking up, okay? And they help others push to make an influence and to push themselves hard. The next category is relationship building. And this one is fairly obvious. People with strengths under relationship building, they have the ability to build strong relationships, hold the team together, and make the team greater than the sum of its parts. And so they help people connect. They bring harmony. They include each other. They see the uniqueness in one another, and they keep things positive. I love that. And strategic thinking is the last category. So people with strengths under strategic thinking absorb and analyze information that can inform better decisions. So obviously they are good at strategy. So these people are analytical. They think toward the future instead of the past. And they love to learn, and they love creating ideas. So all 34 of the strengths are listed here under their own category. And again, remember, you could have one in all of them, or you might have all of your top 5 strengths under one. That doesn't mean that you're never going to be good at the other strengths that are not in your top 5. You still have those other strengths. They're just not in your top 5 that you use on a daily, everyday basis. Okay? So this is pretty amazing. So I decided to share with you my top 5, just really briefly. Individualization is my top number 1 strength. And at first, when I was reading these words, I'm like, what the heck do all these words mean? You know, I saw other people getting positivity as their strength, and I'm over here with individualization, whatever that means. But the more that I've researched and better understood individualization, I've fallen in love with myself and realized, oh my gosh, I can look back all the way to high school and college till now with doTERRA and see how I've used that strength. And funny part of this is my husband took the test as well, and we've been talking about our top 5, and we've really gotten to know each other a lot better and understood each other a lot better. And he's just like laughing because he's like, oh my gosh, this is so you. And I finally understand why this thing that used to annoy me, now I can respect it and understand it. So it's already done amazing things for us in our relationship. But anyway, individualization, it just means that I can draw out the unique qualities of a person and figure out what their potential is, because I can just see the differences in different people. And this is so funny because when I leave a class, most of the time I leave a class meeting all these new people and I'm like, oh, I want to be friends with them. Or, oh, they would be really good at sharing doTERRA because of these reasons. I can already see that they're really good at loving on people, or they're really passionate about this or that. And that's how I tend to walk away from new relationships. So most likely those of you who are listening to this video, I've talked about you in that way. I've left that class or left that phone call with you and totally was thinking about all of your unique qualities. That's something I love to do with people. And so now I totally can see that I use it on a regular basis, and I am really good at it. So whenever you guys feel that you are not shining brightly and you need to know what you do well and what your potential is, and you just need to be uplifted, you can call me, because I'm going to be able to tell you how awesome you are and what you can do to rock your business individually. So I fell in love with that one. My next one is restorative. I love to solve problems. And this one's ironic because my whole life, you guys, people have always told me, no, I don't want to sound like everybody tells me this, but I've had several people throughout my life point out to me, oh, how come you're such a negative person? And of course, these were people that didn't really know me well. Maybe I've spent a little bit of time with them, but I thought, that is so weird. I don't feel like a negative person. I feel like negative people are unhappy in their life. You can really see it. They don't smile as much. They're always complaining. And I don't feel like I do that. So it always confused me and hurt me when people would say that. And so I always tried to work on that, and would get down on myself over that. But now I see what the problem is. I'm really good at figuring out what's wrong and solving it. I'm really good at finding solutions. I'm even really good at noticing when issues are starting to arise before they actually blow up on people. So I'm able to go, oh, hey, just watch out for this. Let's work on this so that it doesn't become this big deal, right? And so what was happening is my brain is constantly looking for an issue to solve. And so people tend to see that and go, why are you always looking for the negative? And I'm not. I just naturally am a problem solver, and it just comes naturally to me. I just do it. And so if I've ever done that to you or around you, please have grace with me. And if I'm bugging you, you can tell me, because I do have to make sure that I'm not overstepping my boundaries with this strength, and that I let it go when needed. So I'm understanding that strength now. Context. Context is basically meaning that I look into the past for answers toward my present and my future, so that I can make informed decisions and basically plan the present according to what I've learned from the past. And that's another reason why maybe people thought I was negative. My husband hated that I always was so fixated on the past, but I wasn't fixated on what went wrong. I just wanted to know, why did this happen in the past, so that I don't do it again, and how I can do better now and in the future. So again, that feeds into my problem solving talents. So this is really, really interesting. It totally falls in line for me. And then next I have relator. And I was really happy to find this, because sometimes I don't feel like I'm a good relator, but I love having really close relationships with people. I prefer that over having a ton of friends. And I like to think that I can, build relationships with almost everybody. Even people who are really mean to me, I can still, fairly easily forgive them and work through that situation. And so what's really great for me is with the relator strength is I can use that because doTERRA is a relationship-based business. I want to build trust with my customers and with my team and help them know I'm actually really truly here to help them and not to help myself. And I really do want to have a relationship with them so that I can make sure that they're taken care of. So that's a fun one. And then the last one was developer. And that means that I can basically recognize and cultivate and draw out potential in others. This kind of matches up with my individualization strength. I can spot the signs of each small improvement and derive satisfaction from the evidence of progress. I love progress. Even if it's not my progress, when you guys make progress, I am like over here, you don't see me, but I'm on the phone and I'm like, yay! Because I knew that it was a stretch for you. I knew it was a challenge for you and you stuck to it. And I honestly, like my husband gets home from work and I'm like, oh my gosh, guess what? Christine did this and Rain did this. And I'm like, they're so awesome. I love them. And it's so funny because if I don't have calls with you guys or I don't know what you've been up to in the last couple of weeks, I tend to get really quiet, but I get energized by your guys' progress and your growth and all of that. So it's really, really fun, as you can see, to get to know these strengths. And basically what I've done is I have when they give you your top 5, they send you a PDF with your top 5, a little explanation, and then there's a video explanation. And what I did on my PDF was I highlighted words that stuck out to me. And then I Google searched those words for the definitions because I wanted to better understand my strengths. But here's the even greater part behind this, you guys. So doTERRA, obviously, they partnered with Gallup to do the Strengthsfinder test. What they did for us was they created a video for each of the 34 strengths, and they talk about what your strength means and how you can use that strength in your doTERRA business. I love it. So they're short videos. I watched all 5 of mine. I'm so stoked. I already started watching Rain's because she's taken the test already. And I love that I am getting to know people better just by this simple test. It's awesome. It's awesome, you guys. As you can tell, I'm excited. So now it's your turn. I really want to incentivize you guys to take this because, one, it's going to help me better support you. I really believe it's going to help you in your personal and business relationships. They even, by the way, have a book for using your strengths in your marriage. They have a book for using your strengths for parenting. Really cool. So you can take the Strengthsfinder test in a couple of ways. First of all, you can go, if you have Amazon, you can go to Amazon and you can buy the Strengthsfinder 2.0 book. And that book, all it does is, one, it comes with a code to take the test. And so it's the same cost as if you were to take the test without the book. So get the book. You'll get the code in the book to take your test online. The cost will be $19.99, and you can take that test and you'll get your top 5 strengths in there. The book better describes the 34 different strengths and also talks about how you can use it in your life, but also how you can better understand people and work with them who have these other strengths. Okay, so it's a pretty cool book to have on hand. And if you have audible.com, you already have audiobook credits, so go ahead on there. You can get the ebook, which you shop through Amazon for that anyway. Get the ebook using one of your credits, and they will email you the code to take the test. Okay, and the test takes about, you want to block out about 30 minutes for the test. You want to be somewhere quiet. So if you're a mom and you have kids coming in asking you where their socks are or something like that, what you want to do is find a quiet place that's away from them free of distractions because it's a time test. So each question, you only get 20 seconds to answer. Okay, and so it's really important that you answer according to what you relate to the most. They give you 2 options, and you basically want to choose the option that you relate to the most. Okay, they'll explain it to you before you start the test. But this is really important that you choose the one that you immediately relate to. Don't think about it, and don't think about who you want to be. Think about what you really truly lean toward. Okay, I think it's very tempting to answer questions in the way that you feel would be right, or who you've always tried to be. But let's be real, not all of us are as positive as we want to be. So answer the question according to what you really truly feel. Okay, that's super important for finding your true strengths. Okay, and this is how you can get it for free. So this month, what we're going to do is on this coming Sunday, we're going to have a team call about the strengths. I would love to simply just talk to you guys a little bit more about your individual strengths and talk about what that looks like and how we can work together as a team using our strengths. So I have that scheduled, actually, sorry, not Sunday, Monday, April 9th. We're going to do a leadership recap call, and then we're going to talk about the strengths a little bit more on that call. So if you take the test before this Monday, April 9th, then you have the option to qualify for getting reimbursed on your test. So again, the test is $19.99. So if you enroll 1 person this month, you will be reimbursed for half of that cost. And if you enroll 2 people this month, you'll get 100% reimbursed. Okay, you have to email me your results, please, to qualify. And just do it before Monday, by Monday. And the call is at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, April 9th. And I'll send that out to you. But I'm really excited about this. Also, I mean, why would you not be enrolling people this month? Because it's the 50-50 deal. When you enroll someone with 100 PV or more, they get 50 in free points, and you get 50 in free points. So it's a win-win-win-win-win all across the board. So get out there, get your make and takes and your intro classes on the calendar before it fills up, and enroll your people. Okay, this is an awesome opportunity, and the strengths is an awesome opportunity, and I just cannot wait to find out all of your guys' strengths and figure out how we can best work together and where you shine. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me a bit, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you on the call on Monday.